Alrighty.
Um, the general education chair, Miss Jenny Danes, has asked me to just come up here and quickly talk to the new faculty members. First of all, welcome from the student body. Welcome to CTU. I'd like to just talk a little bit about myself. I'm 32 years old. I have a military and Army background. 13 years into the military. I'm a military reservist at this point in my career, where I'm in charge of, we'll say, about 30 soldiers in my reserve capacity. I'm also a defense contractor with Kratos Defense, where I work shift work, 80 hours every 2 weeks. So sometimes weeks are loaded a little bit heavy, 60 hours. And the next week might only be 20 hours, but and then super weeks, I work all 80 hours in 1 week. And then I've been going to school since 2007 in either community college level, or at Colorado State University up in Fort Collins, and now I've moved down to Colorado Springs. So I don't know. I would say I'm typical in as a CTU student in the fact that I have life, I have responsibilities, I have a mortgage, and I have many capacities that I operate in. I am also typical in the fact that I'm here to improve my life, to move on to the next step. Under many metrics, I'm successful. I'm financially secure. Cars are all paid for. However, I have to look down the road, which is why many CTU students actually show up and come to CTU. So, I guess this would be in contrast to, say, any junior college or typical where they're 18 and you have no responsibilities except for to make sure that you wake up, go to class, do your homework, and then just repeat that several times. And then once you get to 23, then you're entrusted and you're new into the workforce. So many CTU students, they just came from, especially just being in the Springs, they're either Air Force or military, is probably a large percentage of CTU students. So there's a different mentality there, and it's now these military backgrounds, some of them technical. I always came from a technical background in the military. I always did satellite communications. However, there's you got your combat engineers, you got artillery, infantry, you got air loaders from the Air Force. But some of these are not technical jobs, so they're trying to make that transition into being having a technical future. Especially whether it be they see the fancy cars that defense contractors drive. So they want to get a piece of that. So it's an interesting challenge because you have a lot of people that have a predefined set of how the world should be, and they're coming in to make a transition into a completely new subset of skills. So you have to understand that a typical CTU student, this has probably been one of my bigger struggles, is I'm always busy. There's really not a day where I'm like, somebody's not calling me asking for something, or I have to work. And so meeting out of classroom requirements, whether it be the student portal, which I'll let you in right here. No student likes the student portal at all. There's not one of them. They all dislike it. However, the actual classroom interactions where they actually get to meet with students, it seems that they like that a lot more. And they get a lot more out of actually showing up to the classroom. Because I always go through every time I select a class, and I always try, I like brick and mortar classes. I don't like online classes. because that's always work that gets kind of put off till about 12:30 at night when I'm really not feeling like doing work. But the actual brick and mortar experience and the relationships they develop between students and the experiences they feed off of each other there. Keep in mind it's social networking, not Facebook style, but also to try to get into a different career field. That interaction in the classroom is very important. I would say that having to work inside the classroom and also making sure that classroom environment is supportive of interaction between their peers is going to be one of the keys to success at CSU, and one part that I've truly enjoyed. But I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank Miss Jeannie Daines for inviting me up here. But thank you and welcome to CTU.
Okay.